Is a hot dog a sandwich?
This is a really good debate. I think that you can't even put a finger on it. It's too tough. Depending on which side you're on, you can't really make a determination. Is it a sandwich flipped vertically versus being horizontal like a traditional sandwich?
I
It's
mean,
not a
what
That's a hard
makes a
sandwich.
question. That's a
what
that's a hard
what
question.
what makes something a sandwich? That's what I always go back to.
Is it
And
meat
then
and
A,
the,
s-
bread? Because
a sandwich, a sandwich, and a hot
let's go.
dog and a hamburger are all standalone items. They're all different. So that's all I got to say. A hot dog is a hot dog. A hamburger is a hamburger. Anything else is a sandwich. A fish sandwich, a Reuben sandwich, a French dip and Swiss sandwich. Like if it's a sandwich, it has the word sandwich behind it. Otherwise, it's something else.
We're gonna look this up. What classifies a sandwich?
what's the definition of a sandwich?
Yeah.
Now,
If 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 you have a generic definition, like is it meat between two pieces of bread with some condiments? Then hey,
A sandwich is generally
yeah,
but I consider
classified
it its
as a
own
food item
standalone.
that consists of two or more slices of bread. Technically speaking, a hot dog only is one slice of
yeah,
bread
but see,
that you
we
can
we
split.
we we do consider the Subway sandwiches. Well, no, that's two pieces. Yeah,
Sandwiches.
yeah, that's
Yeah, it's
true.
a sandwich.
Damn. All right. Well, we went further into it than I was expecting, gentlemen.
What about a hoagie? Sorry, I'm
Man,
done.
no, you good. You good. You good with Philly cheese,
Po' boy
boy.
could be
Ooh,
a
whoa, whoa.
sandwich. It's kind of like the same argument. Is alligator considered seafood? You ain't find no alligator in the sea.
It's a delicacy, is what it is.
It
I,
is. It's
hey,
Get
definitely a
you some of that
delicacy.
get you
gator.
some good gator, baby. I knew what. Hey, man, could you imagine what Bobby Boucher's mom's gator? That's
Oh my
crazy.
God, that
That's
looks so
crazy.
good.
The
Uh,
seasonings. I want
but
Mm.
the soul on that.
I mean, y'all, we seen championship games yesterday. We understand the Super Bowl. It feels just like old times. Um, New England Patriots, Seattle Seahawks, running it back. Y'all excited about the Super Bowl? Who wins? What's your spill? What's gonna happen?
I'm not as excited as I would have been if Denver made it because there's a lot of Oklahoma boys on Denver squad. That would have been cool. Um, I am excited in a sense that you got two uh younger quarterbacks that hadn't been there yet. They got a chance to get their first ring. I hope Darnold gets it done, man. Honestly, I've been a big Darnold hater, but gosh, dude, that dude is all he's done is carve everybody up. It's insane. I owe him an apology. All right,
It's
so
it's even
there
more
there that
it's
is.
it's even more impressive when he does it and he's still kind of hurt.
Yeah,
Because
with the oblique.
yeah, because I said it earlier this year, like, all right, well, we'll see about him. Like, I know last year was good. Was that O'Connell? I know he had Kubiak, but I was like, he's still hit or miss. Like he still has that Baker in him where he makes some throws and you're like, hey, that's what I want from my quarterback. That's what I want. And then he makes a throw right after, and it's like, bro, what are you, Andy Dalton? And
What the
Like
fuck
so
were you doing?
yeah,
I feel like he's the more surgical of the two, and I feel like what's his name from New England is more the
Dra-
gamer.
uh, Drake May?
Yeah,
Drake
Drake
May
May.
yeah,
May?
Thank you.
yeah.
I think
We
he's
love
more
Drake
the
May May?
gamer. Like I see him like the play he made to put the game on ice against Denver using his legs. He wasn't going to be afraid of no contact, nothing like that. He was just going to go run and get the damn first down. Whereas like Darnold to me looks more surgical. Like when he drops back in the pocket, I'm super confident wherever the hell he's going with the ball, just off of watching him from the playoffs, from the beginning of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, also too, there's something that needs to be said about his ability to progress and not stick to his first read, be able to really scan the field and really make a play when he has to and just take the sack when he has to. He doesn't really I think that OC has done a really good job with him and what he learned sitting behind other quarterbacks for the 3 years that he wasn't the starter for the Jets, between him going to San Fran, him going to Carolina, and then really he wasn't going to be the starter. And I don't think he was going to be the starter with
In
Minnesota.
Minnesota, yeah.
And then
McCarthy
freak
got
accident.
hurt.
Yeah, so I think everything that needs to be said about him is just.
I
There's
bet
a lot of
Minnesota
people.
is kicking themselves for letting him walk.
Well, I mean, they had to. I mean, in a sense, they kind of had to. You spent top 10 draft pick on a quarterback
Fuck it, bro. I'm cutting bait.
because they were
I
going to
mean,
have to pay him.
in hindsight, I'm cutting bait, man.
And no, I'm
JJ can kick
honest,
rocks, bro.
honestly. And if you handle that publicly like the right way, you can cash out because it's look, we understand that JJ McCarthy is a great quarterback, and that's why we took him where we took him. But we already have a guy, and we don't want to waste his talent. Give me a second. And an early second, and let's
honestly,
talk, baby.
if you think about it, there was a
That's
lot
a
of
crazy move.
How is it
there was a-
Isaiah?
well,
you know how many
think about-
motherfuckers want a
think
quarterback?
back. I was gonna say, think back, Isaiah, to last year, because McCarthy played the preseason, no,
Yes,
He got
and
hurt.
He looked good,
and
too.
he looked good, yeah. And there was a lot of positive mystique around him,
Yeah.
and that's why it was so easy for them to let Darnold walk. Imagine if they would have traded him some quarterback hungry franchise like the fucking Jets.
Yeah.
I'd give you two firsts. Like,
right now. I'll give you a first,
can we take a
third,
timeout to
and
please
Quentin
just go
Williams.
ahead? Can we please just go ahead and dub the Jets the worst organization in all sports, please?
It's a hard sell between them and Cleveland, but
Bro,
I think you're.
I think we're leaning
Darnold.
we're leaning the Jets more right now. For one, they're wasting a bunch of talent. Garrett Wilson's there. Brees Hall was there up until this. He's gone now. Quentin Williams, they've always had way
Sauce
too much
Gardner.
talent.
Sauce
Yeah.
Gardner.
You know
DJ
how
Reed was really good.
How long has it been since they've been good? Rex has been on ESPN
Mark
for a while,
fucking
bro.
Sanchez, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The butt fumble was forever ago. So I think it's at this time it's
at least
they're
16
definitely
years.
the list.
They haven't won a playoff. I don't think they've been to the playoffs since 11.
And the Browns have been to the playoffs 2 out of the last 5 years, and they even have a playoff win. So
Hey, the Browns got themselves a Pro Bowler, fellas. Let's go.
Oh my God!
Let's
If
go,
we would
baby.
have pivoted into that, Shizuki
was it? Yeah, who was it?
defied all the
Shizuki made the Pro Bowl.
odds.
Let's go.
No, are y'all trolling me right now?
No, bro.
No.
Shador Sanders is named to the Pro Bowl.
He is selected
replacement.
as the alternate for Drake
Yeah.
May. For Drake May. We love Drake May. He
What the
is
fuck?
the sub. Yes. Drake May made the Pro Bowl. They are going to the Super Bowl.
Right,
Pro Bowl's always played before.
right.
So
Which I
the
think is
alternate. Yeah.
Who are the-
they used to
Listen,
not do that. It used to
who
be
are the
after.
two-
You remember?
Who are the two
Yeah.
alternate, or who are the two AFC, or who are the AFC quarterback?
It had
Pro
to have been Josh Allen and Drake May.
Yeah.
What, for
Okay.
what?
I'm trying to figure out why. How did Shador get named an alternate? Where's Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, he was. That was my
Like-
thinking was like, wait, are y'all trolling? Because
Not, yeah, bro.
No, bro.
I saw that on Facebook today,
I was
and
like,
it was
oh,
it
okay.
came from ESPN. I
Oh,
was like,
hell
that's
yeah.
crazy.
yeah, they
He's
should.
he's the first Cleveland Browns quarterback to be named to the Pro Bowl in 20 years. I think is what they said.
What's
It's some crazy
Baker didn't
stat.
even make it?
Who?
No,
Baker definitely didn't. Who was the last? I don't want to go that far in that rabbit hole. Because
well, it would have been like 2005. So
so did Herb make it?
No.
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 All right, let's move. Let's move to the next.
Marlon's tired
So,
of it.
no. Yeah. I'll crash out on it. So Super Bowl, who's gonna win?
I got the Seahawks.
Yeah,
It's on
I
the
think
West Coast.
From a defensive standpoint, I think the Seahawks, but I don't want them to practice at the 49ers practice facility. Be safe out there. Practice on the sand. Just practice on the sand. Don't do it at their facility.
I look at who has the better players, because in my opinion it's going to come down to who's going to make the plays, and I trust JSN more than anybody on New England's team. And Kenneth Walker. And if they get Charbonnet back, that opens up their offense a lot. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just trust the
I
weapons
think
that Darnold
I thought
has.
Charbonnet was completely out.
He might be.
Now look, I I'll be the lone wolf here. Don't worry. I'll do it. I'm gonna go New England. And the reason I'll go New England is this. This feels like the last time. It feels like I shouldn't think they're gonna win. And I feel like they're not gonna win. And I'm not gonna fall into the same trap of like, they're not gonna win, and then them win. Adam Vinatieri will probably be like an official or like a captain or something. And even if he needs to come out there and kick the game winning field goal, I think he'll get it done. Give me Patriots. Patriots in five.
Pats at 5, baby. Oh, so the game's going to overtime?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Bro, I feel so bad for Denver, man. That just pisses me off.
I'll say yes. Wait, real quick. Yes, yes, yes. But you're in a great spot.
Yeah.
Suck it up, Buttercup. Everybody's young. But
Yeah.
go ahead, Isaiah.
I was gonna say. Oh God, I think I lost my train of thought. Oh no. So with the Broncos, like you kind of shrug your shoulders. Everybody was on this semi hype train for Jarrett Stidham. Respectfully, he played okay until the two big ass mistakes that he made. Those two big ass mistakes, 1,000,000% cost you the game.
I thought after that first drive, I thought it was for real about to be Stiddy City, baby.
I did
Yeah,
too, bro.
he
He
That
was-
was
first
I was
drive,
like-
bro, I was like, holy
that,
shit.
that zone
This guy's a
read.
backup.
No, yeah, the zone read. I was like, ooh, his phone about to start ringing, and then the rest of the game, I was
Oh,
like,
he's a gamer.
Never
Yeah.
mind. Never
Well,
mind. He's a
when they
backup
put
dog.
him in the position to where they would have to run the football,
Mm-hmm.
Vrabel was literally punting to bet that they couldn't move the football.
He was right.
I
That's-
mean,
That's
all
the
he
only
did.
thing that worries me about picking Seattle's. I don't know how good their offensive line really is, and I've watched New England control the line of scrimmage in every fucking game they play. Like the rest of their defense may not be great,
They
like their
spent a bunch of
secondary,
money. They spent a bunch
but
of money on it, bro.
yeah, they control the line.
That's
Yeah,
it. Look, dog. I'm telling you, it just feels like a New England thing to do to win right now when you have over $100 million of cap space. Win a Super Bowl,
Yeah,
and then now
Mhm.
everybody comes to
Yep.
New England. Vrabel ain't got to do shit, and back in the dynasty, baby.
I mean, to be honest with you, I think people will still show up because they might see some lapses in, like, maybe their offensive line isn't playing that great. You might get an O lineman in free agency willing to walk in, take less money to go the Patriot way.
Listen, man.
You know what I mean?
for such a shitty head coach, Josh McDaniels is fucking unstoppable in New England as an OC, bro. I'm so tired of it, man. I want him to go away. Go away.
Well, I honestly think it's and they do a really good job of, like, he's great at developing quarterbacks. We know because he kind of developed the greatest one of all fucking time, and he never made it work anywhere else as far as McDaniels is concerned. I definitely think that getting Drake May at a young age, like, there was flashes of it, even though they only won 4 games. Like, he didn't start. I don't think Drake May started more than. Did he start even 10 games last year?
I think so. Yeah, I think he missed
who
a
was the
few.
starter before him? Oh, okay. He must have got hurt. Okay.
Yeah, it was Brissett.
I was gonna say, I
Brissett
couldn't
was the
remember.
starter.
Gotcha.
But
okay.
I mean, there was flashes when he played. He still threw for like 24 touchdowns last year.
Yeah, he
Somewhere
can
around
definitely
there.
spin it. Shit, he could spin it at North Carolina, and everybody was so hyped. They just never won games in North Carolina, which is
Yeah,
why I
I mean-
wasn't all that big on him. But damn, I'm wrong.
I wasn't. It wasn't that I wasn't big on him. It was just I had heard the same hype for Sam Howell.
Yeah,
and I was
exactly.
like-
Yeah, because he came
and
right after
Mitchell
Howard.
Trubisky.
and I was like,
Mitchell
well, the
Trubisky's
Trubisky
from
one was
there as
kind of
well.
different because his was like a year. But then when I seen Sam Howell, and then really even after Sam Howell's rookie year, in Washington, I was like, oh, maybe this dude has something, but obviously he does. I mean, what is he in Seattle? But
Yeah, he's in Seattle right now.
yeah, but shit, I didn't think Drake May was gonna be this. He's
Yeah.
a.
No,
I remember the first time watching him, I was like, that's like a hybrid of Justin Herbert and Josh Allen. That's a big kid that'll run,
mhm.
can run, and he's real accurate and has a big arm.
Hey,
And
if
I
New
think for
England
him
wins,
to,
go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Y'all are
Well,
still talking like game. I'm gonna ask a different question.
oh well, I mean, I definitely not necessarily game, but the the thing that's most impressive about Drake May is they don't have 1,000 yard receiver. I don't think Diggs made it to 1,000 on the season, and he was their leading receiver. So the way that he's able to legit play point guard and distribute the ball the way that he has, and it's led to their success because he's not trying to force feed somebody. He's just making the right football play when it needs to happen. And their run game is not dog shit. It's actually
Yeah.
serviceable. That's definitely a huge benefit
I,
for a young quarterback.
I just feel like New England can win any way. They can win ugly. They can get it out the mud and run it down your throat. They can look pretty in the run game and go lateral, you know? Or
See,
they
I
can
talked y'all over to the side. I'm telling you, new dynasty on the way.
No,
Let's
I'm
go.
still not picking
no,
them.
I'm
I think
no,
Seattle's better, but
no.
I am impressed that they can win in a slowed, like, run it through the A gap kind of style with Ramondre, or they can throw it all over the yard, or they can run east and west with Travion. Like, they can just do a lot of different things.
I honestly, maybe I'm speaking too far out of turn, but I think the X factor in this game will be Cooper Cup. Gonzalez is gonna follow JSN all game.
And he's gonna get fucking cooked, just like
I
everybody
don't
else this year.
necessarily. I'm not saying that he's gonna get cooked. I'm saying that particular matchup is going to allow Barner
Yeah.
and Cooper Cup and
I
even Jake Bobo.
I
Don't,
think
don't Bobo.
I think at times yes, but I do think that Kubiak will do a good job of mixing JSN in different spots. I think he'll
Yeah.
put him in the backfield to make it to where it's a pain for them to track him. He does a good job of getting him like scheming ways for to get him
Yeah.
open or to get on good matchups, and that's
Yeah, that
again.
Rams game, they legit were like, I don't know where the fuck he's at, and he was in the corner of the end zone.
Bro, dog is like he's like what Marvin Harrison was whenever he was really good. It's
Bro,
I can't put my
that
finger on what makes him this fucking good, but he's
But
just
he just
that
is.
that catch that Isaiah is talking about, man. Both corners looked at I don't whoever that fucking tight end was is not their primary tight end. It was
No, 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 no. It was so. I think it might have been
it was
Arroyo.
a flat, and they
Well,
were
and
just
Cooper
like
Cup
this
ran
fool
a
just
pigtail, and they
yeah
crashed down on it immediately.
yeah
They were like, "We
they
have to
just
stop
they were just
Cooper
like
Cup."
you know what fuck number 11
which is
we'll live
crazy.
we'll
Yeah,
live.
yeah.
We'll live
Crazy.
with it.
Crazy. Crazy work.
Well, and
Uh,
I honestly, I'm surprised that the amount of space that he was able to create throughout the course of the game, it just like never changed. Like he just kept continuously being open at the clip that he was being.
yeah,
That one-handed
bro.
catch,
I'm telling you, man. Week like 7 or 8, I can't remember. I watched an
looking back at it,
entire 3.5 hours. I watched an entire 3.5 hours of Jacksonville trying to double and shift the defense towards him and match him up with Tyson Campbell and da 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 da. And it didn't fucking matter anything we did. He was getting wide. He was getting open. He was catching the ball. I was like, okay, I'm on board with this guy. He's pretty fucking good. We can't
yeah.
stop
Yeah.
him,
He's
Number
real
one
good.
overall pick in fantasy next year is going to be JSN. I'm
bro.
just going to call it
Yeah,
now.
has
Just
to
gonna
be.
call it now. It's either
Ah!
him or Bijan.
Although,
Yeah, I was gonna
Him
say
or
Bijan.
Bijan.
I'm telling you, Kevin Stefanski's gonna have Bijan
bro,
break some records. He gonna have
Bijan won
Bijan.
me a fantasy championship, baby.
Hey,
Let's go.
hey,
He's gonna have Bijan running the ball 29 times a game. Who? Tyler Algier? Who?
You know who else is going to be high on the pecking order in Atlanta next year in fantasy?
Kyle Pitts,
Kyle Pitts,
baby.
baby.
No,
Let's go.
Drake London.
Drake London. Drake
Hey,
London. He's
yeah.
always
Oh
gonna
wait, no,
be.
no, no. We're talking. No, no, no. We're talking Stefanski. I'm sorry. For some reason, I was thinking Minnesota. Yeah, Stefanski loves his tight ends. Yes, Kyle Pitts for
Kyle
sure.
Pitts. And
Yeah.
he gonna make a lot
Kyle
of people
Pitts.
mad. He gonna make a lot of
Yeah.
people mad because that's what he did. He just hyped people up 1 year to get you
Yeah,
back on board with them and
bro.
As a
for
rookie,
you
he
hard.
caught for
I'll
1,000, and everybody
I
was
will
like, "Yep."
never ever. I'll never forget the response Isaiah sent when I picked him up and he dropped 47 or whatever. He
Yeah.
said disgusting.
It's just disgusting. It was the nastiest thing I've ever
All
seen.
right, so hey, if New England wins, is Robert Kraft the greatest owner in sports history?
Yes.
I agree.
Oh, in sports history. Fuck.
I I would say so, only because
Jerry Buss is still the
he
greatest
won
owner in
he won
sports history.
all those championships, and everybody gives credit to Brady and to Belichick, and all he did was turn around and build another team with different
Well,
people.
he's
Like,
he's the owner. He's not the GM.
he hires the GM.
I understand that, but I would honestly say that if you look at sports as a whole,
Who is how many? Which Bus has a bunch of championships, right? How many championships did Bus have?
before he died,
11
you could
or 10?
yeah, somewhere in that
Yeah.
ballpark before he passed away.
Yeah. But
And then they won the
It's-
the COVID one. He was still alive.
I'd have to look it up. I don't think no. I don't even have to
Oh,
look it
okay.
up.
I
No,
say, I
he
think
was
he
gone.
died in like
Yeah, yeah,
2018,
that's why his kids were
2017,
running the
something like
team. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. Like the end of the Kobe years, he was gone.
Oh,
But
that's
Red,
not so
is
bad.
it
He was
Red
cool.
Auerbach, Boston, right? Owned
yeah,
Boston for a little while.
yeah. The reason this one is impressive is because the numbers will like you'll never find a. It was easier for NBA teams to win and start
It's
dynasties back then
it's
compared to
10
NFL
trips
teams.
in
Yeah, so
25 years.
yeah, but especially if the Patriots turn this into another 2 and 4 years, dog, that's impressive because he would be the first NFL team to ever rebound, like rebound a
Yeah.
dynasty. Because we like the Steelers in the '70s to until the two they won in 2000. That's a long ass gap. This
Yeah.
is
Well, they went. They
this
went
is
a couple times, didn't
yeah.
they?
They went
In the early
once.
90s.
Yeah, they went
Uh-huh.
in '95 or '96 against the
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys and lost. That was Coward,
Mm-hmm.
and then they went whenever he won it in 2005.
That's right. You know what happened between all those years? Between those 2 years?
Hey man,
He said, so I'm gonna tell you
Y'all
something.
ran to motherfucking Jacksonville, baby. Let's go.
Fred Taylor used to give me nightmares, bro. That's why I like listening to the pivot because like everybody shares into my fear. Like as a kid, Fred Taylor used to give me nightmares every time. It would be like leading up to the game. I can remember too. It would be like Fred Taylor questionable hamstring, and I'd be like, uh, and then it'd be like
Just
game
gotta
time
give it a go.
decision, game time decision. I'm like, oh god, is Fred gonna good? He gonna go in there like, oh, Fred said he's just giving it a go. I'm like, man, he'll only be at 50%. He might have been, but that 50% was always enough.
220
I
yards.
I always looked at Fred Taylor as like to me he was like the perfect running back for like the Steelers because his running style, like I don't know, he was just gritty and nasty. He could juke and run fast, but he also ran through people. I don't know. I always thought, damn, if there was another team, Fred Taylor could probably go and do some things. It would be Pittsburgh.
He says all the time he wanted to, and then and whenever he went to was it New England? He
Mhm.
said he wanted to go to Pittsburgh, but they didn't. They obviously they didn't hit him up. I was like, probably because he was busting their ass, and he gave all of us.
They were like,
nightmares.
man, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck all that. But
Well,
well, fellas, we have
Pivot.
other NFL news.
to pivot, yes.
First, I don't know. Did we get a chance to talk about Sean McDermott getting fired?
No.
No, we did not.
What thoughts on McDermott getting let go?
I
I
think
was
it was
surprised.
kind of I think it was kind of some petty bullshit. I think it was the owner saying like no, you should have made it work. And he was being real. Was like, what we got on the roster, it's going to be hard to get there. Um,
I
but at the same time, you've had long enough. You've had heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak every time you get in the playoffs. So you got to shit or get off the pot. And if you're not developing the talent that you have, because my God, Kansas City wasn't there, boys. So it was wide open for the teams that made the playoffs. It was wide open, and really, if the ball isn't tipped, they don't make it past the first round. I don't think. I think Jacksonville was going to put together a drive, maybe getting a field goal range or score.
but
I mean, in that
I'm
game.
gonna stop you there. By the way, I watched this back. That play that Trevor threw that game-ending pick.
Mhm.
If he just holds it for like a half second and throws it over the top, he had Parker. Was it Parker? Or no, he had Brian Thomas wide open on a post.
It don't matter. He wouldn't have caught
But it's
it.
Trevor Lawrence. But it's Trevor Lawrence.
but
So
It don't
but
matter.
it's
He
no,
Brian
wouldn't have
Thomas
caught it.
trying to cut.
I
catch
uh
it.
I kind of agree with you, Isaac, because like I
The
saw,
debacle that's been Keon Coleman also to boot is a part of that problem.
yeah, but here's the thing, like I think Josh Allen had a lot to do with it, and nobody's gonna come out and say that because Sean McDermott is a defense guy, and his defense, all they did was get lit in the playoffs constantly, and most people that are defensive coaches, if you really notice, they don't get a lot of help for their guys on offense because they're so focused on spending the money on defense. Because Josh Allen, like outside of Stephon Diggs, what other receivers has he ever had?
He's got two really good
And
tight ends, man.
if
Okay.
I think that Josh Allen's looking around like I'm tired of having to do all this shit by myself when he really doesn't. I want to clear that up because he had, James Cook and he has his tight ends, but he feels like he's got to do everything and he turns the ball over. But in his mind, I think he thinks I'm tired of having to do everything because I can't get no fucking help on offense, but our defense sucks too. And then I think about like after he was fired, there were a lot of Bills players that came out and disapproved of the firing.
Mhm.
Josh Allen was not one of them. That's my opinion. I think he had some. I think he had a
Well,
pretty big
I think
say
they're
in
paying
a change of
him way too
direction.
much fucking money to say anything about who's hired and who's fired because he's the golden goose. So he's probably not going to say anything. Guys that are lower on the roster, probably, yeah, they will have that opinion. That being said, though, I definitely see your point. Um, Keon Coleman, by all intents and purposes, is going to be a bust. They're not going to pick up his 5th-year option. He's not going to be on the team.
I don't even think he
Do
gets a
you
fifth year option because he's not a first rounder, was he?
Oh
do
yeah,
you
he was 33rd pick. My bad. Yeah.
do you think it might be just the way they're using? Man, I don't understand how he can be the receiver he was in at Florida State, and it's not
Look
like
at
the
game one of
catches he
this
was
year.
making.
Look at game one of this year. Man had like 10 catches, like
It's
100
it's
something
well,
yards and a
it's just
touchdown.
it's hard to be a possession receiver in the NFL unless
Mhm.
you're primarily used in the slot, and they're not going to do that unless with his size unless you're Terrell Owens, and he's not.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well, and
it's
they really like Khalil Shakir too in the
yeah,
slot.
yeah. They want
Well,
somebody on
yeah,
the out. I was telling Elizabeth this earlier about how the friction could be tracked back to that, and that's why in their presser they were making the statements about it. But like they traded back to let the Chiefs draft Xavier Worthy, who is
yep.
a small, fast receiver that could take the top off of defense,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
they drafted Keon Coleman. And now what they're needing is a fast wide receiver that can take the top off of defenses, and that separation is the difference between winning and losing when you take a look at that Brandon Cooks play. That's, I
Bro,
mean,
because that's what made them so damn dangerous all those years when Gabe Davis was still young and they still had Diggs because they had Diggs carving up in the routes in the middle, and they
Or
were
over the
sending Gabe
top, it
Davis
was
down the
Gabe.
fucking field. Yeah,
Yeah, you mean when Gabe Davis's knees were young? He's still
yeah.
on
Before
like
Jack,
27.
Yeah.
bro, Jack. Yeah, well, Jacksonville took care of his knees.
Oh yeah,
He said, "Oh yeah, we paid you all that money. You didn't do shit for us.
that's crazy.
Well, you don't
Uh,
fucking need this then." Knee
my
shot. Boom.
my thoughts on
Well,
McDermott is it's everybody looks at this the Mark Jackson and Golden State where okay, cool, we're able to get here. We want to get here now. Like we want to get here. We're tired of this. We want to go in a different direction, and maybe that led to some friction, and maybe both sides just felt differently about who they really were. I think the Bills organization looks at it and they say we can go get a different coach and
Hmm.
win. And for some people, you have like, is did McDermott deserve to be fired? Maybe not, but whenever you ask yourself this, okay, cool. With the hire that the Steelers made, it makes you think, was it the head coach in Pittsburgh or was it the owner in Pittsburgh? And if you think that it's the owner currently, then that leads you to think, if we grab Mike Tomlin in Buffalo, is that something that can help put us over the top? And if that is something that can put you over the top, what would you be willing to give to get over the top? Because you may be able to get there. And if you can, does that help going
they
from like a
haven't. They still
McDermott to a
haven't made
Tomlin?
their hire, have they?
No. That's what I'm saying is like at this point, unless it is Joe Brady or Brian Dayball, why not? You need somebody to come help fix the defense. And I'm not saying he's going to fix the defense, but I don't think it's going to look that damn bad. He's going to
Oh,
attract defensive talent because everybody wants to play for freaking Tomlin because that's just what it is. So maybe if it really what maybe this whole the Steelers defense looked bad because the offense was so bad because they were trying to cheap it out and go for the old quarterbacks that are past their prime and ain't really good. Maybe they're stuck in this we want to win right now mode. And Tomlin knew that they needed to rebuild, but he was being tasked with winning everything right now. If that's the case, if I'm Buffalo, dog, give me Mike T. Give me Mike T and let's like I think Mike T
Well,
can
do you think
maybe
that they would run into the same problems as far as on the defensive side of the ball? Because I'm not saying they will have a good defense, but youth is not on their side on their defense either. They got a
they
lot of guys that are not old, but
yeah.
they're in their sixth to seventh year of the league. That's
I,
around the time where if you're playing corner for that long, it can kind of run into problems with you. Their linebacking core has been the same for about 4 or 5 years.
yeah.
D line's been about the
I
same, other than getting Bosa.
I do expect them though to start shift. I think they're gonna maybe look for a wide receiver in the free agency. I think they're gonna draft a lot of defensive guys. And that's what I'm saying.
I
I
think they
think
need to.
maybe if they
Yeah.
were able to get somebody like Mike T, it could help push them over the edge. Especially if they're able because again, if I don't know. Like I said, I don't think Mike T is
Oh,
his philosophies are very good currently, but I do think that the reason the Steelers defense has been as bad as it is because the offense has been so bad that the defense is
well,
always on the field.
I mean, Marlon, your offense is about to get better, son, because Arthur Smith is just gonna go and ruin Ohio State, baby. Let's go. Shout out to
hey,
Arthur Smith taking. How does he get that job? First of all, just respectfully, and I mean that in the sense of,
It's got to be Will Howard. Will Howard has to be the plug. He was like, "Hey man, he was my OC in Pittsburgh. He's looking for a job." And Coach Day at Ohio State was like, "Come on down, man."
it is so. That's one of the most random
It's not
hires.
what you know, it's who you know.
It's who you know. But
you know
I
who I
mean,
would?
yeah, McCarthy's gonna carve the boys up, baby.
McCarthy is the funniest hire ever. If I were the Bills, man, I don't know that I would go Dayball, because I mean, he had a chance in New York. It didn't work as a head coach. He's a proven OC. So yeah, I don't know.
Go
I
Joe
want to
Brady
Does
and
know.
that
then bring back.
undercut
No,
Brady?
I would. Oh yeah, I forget you have Joe Brady.
Because Dorsey got fired, and that's why Brady's in that spot.
Yeah. Well,
Because
because
Josh
I
Allen was turning the ball over
I
too
just
much
Hell, you
whenever
want
it
a
was Ken
job or you
Dorsey
don't.
when he was the
You want a
OC.
job or you don't.
I'm
That's how I look at it.
curious,
I can't hear
like
him.
if they wanna if they wanna go, I I wonder if Rex Ryan is taking
Okay.
interviews anywhere.
I hope not. He's no.
Why?
Because man, he ain't trying to coach no more, baby. He got that cush
Dude,
job,
I would
just
love to
doing
see Rex
Sunday
Ryan in Buffalo.
NFL Sunday
Let
ticket.
Joe Brady have the offense. You be a leader of men like you were in New York with the
He's
Jets.
already tried that though. He was the head coach of the Bills when they went to the playoffs with Tyrod throwing them the fucking ball. It was Rex Ryan. He was the head coach.
Where Buffalo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
So,
then he left and they hired Doug Marone. And Doug Marone was like, Tyrod, you look like shit. I'm gonna start Nate
No,
Peterman.
no, 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 sir, no,
no,
sir, no, sir.
Doug Marone was in Jacksonville,
That
sir.
was Sean
Oh,
McDermott who made that
oh,
Yeah.
was
move.
that McDermott?
That's
Oh
Yeah,
Derek
because
God.
McDermott.
Doug Marone was the coach of the Jags when we
Yeah,
beat Tyrod
Isaiah.
Taylor.
Now you think back to
Oh,
that
oh.
decision. You think back to that decision, and you're like, maybe he was a dumbass, and it was all Josh Allen. But
Yeah, I
um,
mean, yeah, my
hey,
bad,
but
dude.
I mean,
I
we jumped the gun a little bit. Obviously, the squad hires Mike McCarthy. What was y'all's thoughts whenever you seen it come across the timeline?
generational hire. Okay,
Fuck you,
I'm just gonna
dog.
be I'm just gonna be honest with you. I mean, I'm looking at this 20 years down the road, and I'm thinking 4 Super Bowls just off the top of my head right now. I look. I really want to know, respectfully, for everybody that's listening, and all the Steelers fans, why why are you that upset about it? Because this man is a proven winner. He has gone to the Super Bowl and won it. And I know it's a what have you done for me lately situation, but Dallas is a dumpster fire. So when he left Green Bay, I think he had wore out his welcome. Him and Aaron weren't getting along, but also Aaron Rodgers is proven to be very difficult to get along with if things don't go his way. In Dallas, Dan Quinn was the DC. They looked good. They had opportunities to win in the playoffs, and then shit just was not going right because their corners got absolutely abused every single time they made it. Wore out your welcome. Jerry likes to win. He steps away from the game. To me, I don't think it's a bad hire. That's why I'm really confused on
I
Steeler
I
Nation
I
being
don't I
upset.
I don't think Steelers Nation is upset because they. I don't think we think it's a bad hire. I just don't think that it was the home run that we were expecting because I think Steelers Nation kind of understands like majority of everybody, all football fans that the Pittsburgh Steelers are unfortunately a franchise quarterback away from doing anything.
Mhm.
And the only way to get to that franchise quarterback is to unfortunately go through some bad times. And when you're finally given the keys to say, hey, we've been doing that. Now we're going to shift the entire organization and hire a brand new staff into a different direction. When you hire Mike McCarthy, it says, I was fine with what was going on before. So if that's where we are then, that's kind of the ceiling. As a fan base, it's a dog. We know we're not truly close. And I guess Mike McCarthy says that Will Howard impresses him. Cool. What happens if Will Howard isn't good? Like as a fan, would you be hyped as going into next year? Your quarterback room is Aaron Rodgers, Mason Rudolph, and Will Howard again,
That'd be disgusting.
and you know that they're going to bring back majority of that roster. They're going to win 9 games. That's the problem. That's why people are
See,
upset. Because I
I
think the
think
Mike McCarthy hire is a good hire.
see I think a little bit different. I don't I think you guys are gonna win more than that. I think McCarthy brings a little more to your offense. Not to mention, I think he puts good staffs around him. So that's an immediate upgrade. I just feel like it's a recency bias. You know, it was a dumpster fire his last year in Dallas. It was a dumpster fire at the end of his time in Green Bay. And I think most people have kind of chalked up his Super Bowl run to being carried by Aaron Rodgers. And so I think that's why people I don't think he's that respected as a coach. But I'm like Isaiah. I I think he puts good staffs around him. And I think he's an offensive mind, and I think that bodes well for Pittsburgh, who's probably needs a
You need a
like a
jolt
shot in
on
the arm.
offense.
Yeah, like a shot in the arm. Like
Yeah.
They
you
they
need
do
something different.
they do, but again, I don't think anyone. If you look at it, Pittsburgh they need a quarterback. The thought is Mike McCarthy has shown that he develops quarterbacks, but every time he's been there, the quarterbacks have already been there for him. Like he
Yeah.
didn't go hunt them; they were there. So
No.
when he got in
Hmm.
Green Bay, he had Favre and Rodgers on that roster. Did he help them, or was it more they were that anyways, right? They were that. He got to Dak, and we were talking before we started recording. Dak's best year was under Jason Garrett, and I don't exactly hear people saying, "Hey, if the Steelers would have hired Jason Garrett, we think it would have been a good hire." So it's like that's how I do. Now, the one thing I think that kind of makes it a good or a better hire than what people gave it credit for is since he's from the area, he will have the ability to speak and make Art Rooney II understand what they need to do to modernize offensively to get there.
Yes.
Because right now the Steelers, if you look at their like yearly was the NFLPA report card that they get for facilities and shit, they are at the bottom of everything. Besides head coach, they do not spend money at all. So I think Mike McCarthy can come in for as a Steelers guy who was a fan growing up. I think he can come in and kind of be like, "Look, dude, I've been other places. This shit is not like this is not how
Yeah.
we did it in Green
Right.
Bay." Yeah, and kind of go that route. I think it's not a bad hire. I just think people they wanted that reset button.
I
I think
think
you
I
wanted
think for
youth on your
pride,
side on the offensive side of the ball. If you were to hire a head coach, you wanted a little more youth, some guy that was kind of an upstart that can really build the franchise over the next 10, 15,
Well,
maybe
yeah,
even 20 years.
but I think it was just the we felt like everybody in Steelers Nation was kind of like after he hired him, we felt like he's a proven winner, and it was like awesome. The last three guys you hired, like as an organization, they weren't three proven winners. They were three no names. They were three
yeah,
coordinators. They were three guys that not a lot of people
had to
really
prove
knew.
themselves.
Yeah, and it's like so
Yeah.
when you
Hmm.
bring in McCarthy, it's different, and it's like okay, cool. Then you look at his age and how long is he really going to be the thing, and then again, it's the conversation then pivoted to oh they need a rebuild kind of, and McCarthy would be the coach to get them to that rebuild, but the owner does not want to rebuild. The owner wants to win right now. So they're trying to bring in enough talent to
Yeah.
try to win right now. And the talent that they're going to bring back, which would be Aaron Rodgers, is going to be good enough to be competitive, but it's not going to be good enough to win because, unfortunately, to win a playoff game in the AFC, your quarterback has to be good. Unless you play the Steelers in the playoffs, in which case your quarterback can be CJ Stroud.
I think the only reason, like, I make fun of the hire because, like, I listen to the Sports Animal and, like, Jim Traber is just, he's ready to sell off his fandom. But I, the only reason I don't like the hire is because I know it only happened because Aaron Rodgers endorsed it and wanted it. And we have seen what kind of damage that can fucking do when you bring in people because your quarterback fucking wants them. Especially Aaron Rodgers. We saw what that, how much great that did for the Jets. Fucking idiots.
Dog,
Oh,
You
with
it's
know?
Nathaniel Hackett.
Yes.
it's crazy because if you're Art Rooney II, first off, facts from Steelers Nation, Art Rooney II has been the owner, and we have not won a playoff game since.
Hmm.
Dan passed in 2016 or 2017. He handed over to Art after, and I think maybe right after the Jaguars beat the hell out of us in the playoffs.
That's right,
Since
baby.
then, since then, it has been a lot of nothing. So whenever a lot of people hear or like it feels like the like most fan bases say stuff like, "Hey, y'all are spoiled fans and you just don't understand it." And when you're in Steelers Nation, it's like, no, 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 no. We understand we have it good, but like to get us to where we want to be competitive with the Chiefs, with the Patriots, with everyone else, we have to be able to draft an elite quarterback. That's just they're not going to be dropped in our lap. There's not like we're never in the right spot. You can't say every year there's not any quarterback that we can draft in this class. You have to wait until next year. Like you have at some point some shit has to work. Can Mike McCarthy
You,
help the Steelers get there? Maybe.
you know what I think probably
Trade.
makes it hard for the Steelers and their ownership and management is, I mean, of all this, and I'm not a diehard, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but of all the Super Bowl titles they've won, was it just one year was quarterback led? Like you had a proven superstar quarterback, the second one that Ben won. Everything else was more run the ball and play defense.
Nah. Terry's four was
Terry,
him
okay.
throwing that
See,
motherfucker
Well,
around.
I
okay,
mean,
I
he was
They
wasn't sure
they
how
playing.
they
He
those
was
had
teams
turning the ball
played.
over a lot too.
they had the steel curtain, but like Terry, Lynn Swan, John Stallworth, like they were cookers
Yeah,
of
yeah,
of
Okay.
secondaries. But
yeah.
I mean Terry, what two-time Super Bowl MVP or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Ben's first one, obviously, he was a game manager at best.
Yeah. Give
Just
it to Bettis, baby.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Who
Willie
almost
Parker
sold.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that '08 one, yeah, Ben, that was when Ben started becoming Ben.
Yeah.
But they I don't know, dog. I don't know what the fuck they want. I honestly don't think they know what they're doing. I think they are in total chaos just like the Lakers front office. And I think there's a lot of someone made it and they were like, "You know what Art Rooney has in common with Jerry Jones?" And they were like, people just don't understand it, which is they understand. They're at an age that they understand. They only have a few good years before they have to step down left. So they're never going to give in to a full rebuild or anything like that because they understand they only have limited time.
They
So
want to win before they die.
they're getting in their own ways because of that. And it's because of that. And I was listening to someone else who mentioned the reason the Steelers even had the rosters from '04 up until like 17 was because they went through a internal rebuild. I think it was James Harrison that was saying it. From 97 to like 97 to they had a couple of winning years from 97 to 2004, but not that many. They were like 7-9. They were like, and then that's where they were drafting all those dogs. And then
Yeah.
they had a bet. They went to the playoffs in 2002, or maybe even the AFC Championship. And then in 2003, they were really, really good. They just didn't have that quarterback. And because Tommy Maddox was the quarterback, he was hurt a lot that year. They were horrible. And Benjamin, Benjamin came onto a very well prepared team who was honestly better his rookie year than they were the year they won the Super Bowl because they still had Plexico Burris on that roster. And
Yeah.
it just clicked and they ended up winning. But yeah, that I mean
Let's
that's something they need to do is just find that.
to also kind of bring up something else. Mike McDaniel hired as the OC in San Diego.
San Diego, where's
I
that?
mean LA. Sorry,
Yeah.
for the Chargers. My brother's so pissed right now. You know he is, because he.
No, he's not. He likes the hire. As an OC? He
I don't know.
shoot, dog.
He's never been
Two
an OC. That's the thing. He went
so
from. I mean,
I mean, you he can coach offense, bro.
yeah. I
Call the
know. I'm just
plays.
sad.
He's
Let me
gonna
be
be fine.
sad.
Nah,
Let me
for
be sad.
what? For
Cause
what?
that's my boy, dog. That was my
Did
boy,
did
dog.
you not like y'all? What Jeff Halfley?
Who?
That's
Jeff
y'all's head
Hackley.
coach.
The the
Yeah,
Yeah.
new the new head coach.
yeah. Did you not
I
like
From the
mean,
y'all's head coach?
pack. From the pack attack.
for the D coordinator. I mean, I think that's definitely going to help on the defensive side of the ball. But there's still so many questions on offense that we need to get figured out.
Who are you guys? Who do you think you guys hire as like an OC? If I think if
Give
that
me
Nate
Dable, please. Give me Brian
so
Dable, please.
so you could do something like that, but as a guy that I was curious about being potentially a Steelers candidate, which that didn't turn out. But that Nate Schillhouse guy that writes the plays for McVay,
Oh yeah,
pass game coordinator, he
yeah,
wouldn't be bad.
yeah.
He's in the same
He wouldn't
role
be
that
bad.
guys like Liam Cohen,
Yeah,
Kevin O'Connell, Zach
all them
Robinson,
are.
like all those dudes were in.
Yeah.
So shit,
Then
as
is
an
that
OC,
Hey,
is that a strange
hey,
hire for
man,
Zach Robinson?
man, to Tampa.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I love it.
I
I
do
love it
too,
because you get Baker back into a system that he was already comfortable in.
Yeah.
brother. I'm so excited to watch Tampa versus Atlanta. That shit's gonna be fire next year,
The
Oh
amount
my
the
god.
amount of motions that are gonna be set for Baker to
bro.
run.
Yeah.
Off ball motion, swing, all
Who would
that
have thought
shit.
Cowboys and Sooners working together?
Man.
Disgusting. I'm kind of in shock by it. I'm
There's
really
a
pissed off that Philip Rivers withdrew his name from Buffalo.
did he?
Okay? Yeah,
Who
he officially withdrew his name today.
Oh, the other rivalry, Liam Cohen and Robert Saleh. Because
Yeah,
Robert Saleh took that Tennessee job. What does that do for y'all?
for
Ooh,
us.
that's
No, I'm saying like what do
Like,
y'all think about the hire?
oh,
Oh, I think it's he what happened to him in New York was just a pure product of
New York.
dude. You could coach the shit out of the defense, but it's just bad. The organization just ran bad, and I think Tennessee is maybe one tier above how the Jets are ran as far as firing a man that just took a team to the Super Bowl in one season. Um, I like the hire. Let's see how much he could really improve on it because Tennessee's defense overall, bro, they don't have a bad defense. But whenever you got receivers that can't catch the ball and you got seventh rounders being your starting wide receivers and tight ends at times, there's going to be a drop off
Can
in
I can
some respective form.
can I ask a rabbit hole digging question?
Sure,
Do we
sure.
think that most of these hires, head coaches, they should be graded based on what they do with the rest of the staff? Because say you guys bring in y'all's head coach Halfley, say y'all bring in a pass game coordinator from the McVay or Shanahan tree as y'all's OC,
Okay.
and that's y'all's OC. You get that system, which is kind of similar to the Mike McDaniel system because he was under Mike Shanahan with the Redskins at the time. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of similarities. Maybe y'all seen enough from Quinn to at least make him a bridge quarterback. Maybe he's the guy that you guys could lean on because you're not going to draft anybody in this draft. Maybe
No,
early, anyways, right? Y'all
no.
are going to be the ones that pick Ty Simpson, but like you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's the coordinators because I look even not to go back to the McCarthy thing, but I think depending on the offensive coordinator, and the defensive coordinator, like Raheem Morris is available for even like Miami.
Yeah.
That would be a good. In my opinion, I think that would be a good defensive coordinator.
Really? Oh yeah. Is Anthony Weaver left officially? Because he's the D coordinator right now. I
Yeah,
know he was
I,
interviewed.
I'm. I would think y'all's head coach would try to retain Anthony Weaver. He was solid. Maybe y'all's. I mean, y'all's defense was ass, so maybe he wants something fresh. And I did
I
see that like
mean,
Al Harris is trying to be like a defensive coordinator, which
oh wow,
they linked
that's
Al
okay.
Harris to Pittsburgh, and I was like, immediate. You know exactly what I thought about. Was it Hasselback?
Yeah,
yeah. We
we're
want
gonna
the
get the
football
ball.
and
We're
we're
gonna
gonna
We're
score.
gonna
score.
score. We're gonna win.
Pick
Pick
six.
six.
Pick
That was
six.
a wild card round,
That
I think, when that
Yeah,
happened.
yeah, that was
yeah,
a wild card round.
yeah.
That was Al Harris had the easiest undercut of a route I've ever seen. He basically walked in front of
That
whoever that receiver was. I think it
crazy,
was like Darnell Jackson.
crazy enough, Isaiah. At that in those days in the NFL, I feel like those pick sixes and wild card rounds was very common because I watched Ben do the exact same thing against Jacksonville. So,
Hmm. And
Oh, and
fucking Tony Romo was a masterclass at throwing
throw
those
the
easy
pick
pick
six
sixes,
for somebody
bro. On
undercutting the
the
route.
Do
on
y'all
a
do
how
y'all
or a curl.
do y'all like Romo on commentary?
I love Romo on commentary personally.
Man, he talks too much for
Oh,
me.
I don't know,
I think
Jim.
he's almost too excited, so it can kind of get annoying from
Ooh,
time
I
to
don't
time.
know,
No,
Jim.
I
Well, there was
But I
he
like
when
when he
he
gets to calling
calls
things.
plays wrong.
well, I like when I
That's
like
hilarious.
when he talks in the from the like the point of view of the quarterback. Too
Yeah,
often I hear him talking about what he would do, and I'm like, that's two
yeah.
different conversations, Romo. You need to chill the fuck
Yeah,
out.
he's like back in
I
my
enjoy.
I
day.
like Greg
I just
Olson.
think I think
Greg,
him and Nance are a good duo.
I don't know, Jim.
But
I
I
like
also like Brady.
Collinsworth.
I like Brady too, man.
I
I
like
think Brady's
No,
Collinsworth.
pretty
you know who I like the best?
fucking
Hey,
Collinsworth, dude. Get out of here.
give me Greg Olson.
Yeah,
Give
yeah,
me
G Reg, bro.
G
Yeah.
G
Reg
Reg.
it's sad that his primetime spot got took by the goat
You got hey, that
because,
you got
but
to
yeah, yeah.
go
I
though.
mean, he was cool with it. And he was like, I mean, he was already under contract before I got hired, so it made sense. And then he came back, so they were going to hold that spot for him. I just enjoyed my time while I did it. However, I think situation like he can diagnose like coverages the best and like routes and how people get thrown off their routes, how people want to run, this length with this coverage at this time. Like he's really good at it. I really I like to see him on the commentary. And Shador, to pivot back to Shaduki, Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence both opted out of not playing in the Pro Bowl game, so they
Hell yeah.
had to pick somebody
Hell, it
because
doesn't. No, they didn't have to.
Oh, okay.
They could have
all
picked
the
Dylan Gabriel.
alternates, all the alternates were like, nah,
Joe
because
Flacco was
Shador
out there.
bust. Man, the way he beat the Steelers, he might need to be here.
Listen, but they could have done the funniest thing ever, and they could have picked Philip Rivers because that motherfucker was carving
I
people
low
up.
key, I low key thought that he could have been a good option,
Stop
but
Dude,
it. Stop
he
it.
was doing head coaching
Let's stop
interviews.
doing this. Let's stop doing this. Let's stop doing that. Gentlemen, the Thunder have lost two in a row. What the hell is happening?
they're
Blow it
hurt.
all up, blow up the franchise, trade them all away, sell the
Send,
team.
They
send
need.
Case and Wallace to LA.
Listen, man. I
Sell the team.
was talking to a buddy at work, and they would always talk about trading Dort. Y'all know how I feel about Dort. And I was like, no. I was like, Dort's invaluable. He's a 40% 3-point shooter. He's big time. But the more I watch this team get absolutely thrown around like a rag doll on rebounds without Hartenstein, the more I realize that Hartenstein has become invaluable. And Dort's probably the trade piece if you're looking to offload some stuff. They need Dort, or no, I'm sorry, they need Hartenstein and they need either AJ Mitchell or J Dub to come back. Because they're hurting rebounding and they're hurting for a secondary playmaker. I think that's the problem. And I also think, man, I think they're dealing with winner's fatigue. That's all. I mean,
Well, I mean, fellas, let's calm down. If you want me to be honest with you, let's just calm down because they have still mathematically lost 10 games.
mhm.
They are
That's
still
how math works.
they are still mathematically the number one team in the NBA.
That's
Yep.
how it works.
They their point differential is still the highest in the league. Their plus minus still the highest in the league. They are dealing with something called injuries, and they're also dealing
Mhm.
with something called Shea has to go out every night and put up 40. Because that's where you're seeing the inconsistencies of, like Cameron said, another scoring option. Because they can't keep them all on the floor at the same time. And I don't know because the youth is definitely on their side. I don't know, how they rehab these injuries. I don't know, like you said, winner's fatigue. I think the bulk of the starting lineup last year played at least over 65 games together.
Yeah.
Trying to turn that over in a 3-month span on top of coming off of playing in the Olympics the summer before. for Chet and Dort.
Yep.
I mean that's not an easy task. So, but because right now Shea's the only one that's playing night in and night out. I think he's missed the least amount of games out of the
Chet,
entire roster.
Hey,
Chet's been in. He hadn't been hurt.
I will.
Chet's been balling. It's just behind Shea and Chet. It's you don't know who you're getting it from,
Oh
if
wow,
anybody.
that's Ayo.
Yeah.
Um,
Pause.
if I had to hold something up and show what my thought was, I would say to be continued. Y'all have known me for a while, and you understand what my thought is. And my thought is real season starts out after the All Star break.
Hmm.
Yep.
We will learn more about who the Thunder truly are after the All Star break. Are they as dominant as they started the season? Maybe. Are they? We'll see. Is the league closer than we thought at the beginning of the season? That's possible, and that still can mean that the Thunder are the best team in basketball. Um, we'll see. We'll see. I don't think there's. I mean, there's nobody in the West right now outside of Denver when they're fully healthy that I look at as they have a shot to beat the Thunder in a 7 game series.
It's kind of a calm down. Okay, these
Yeah,
things happen. It's a long
it's
season.
just yeah, it's a like let's just see what happens kind of thing. It's like yeah, people are gonna make it a bigger deal, but it's like let just and I'm not saying it from a calm down. I'm just saying it from like we'll see. Everyone's either it's just like this is a make or break moment for them as a team this year.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? Like you said, Cameron, winner's fatigue, playing that late into a season, rebounding. It's
Wow.
this. I mean, we saw it. It's a make or break league. We seen that same thing with Boston because Boston was in a similar situation, and everyone thought they were just going to run through the East last year.
When they ran into New York, baby, fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
yeah, which is cool, and
I
and that
just
yeah.
And
But I
wait for
think
it.
I
they'll be
just think
fine.
people don't understand after 45 games last year, their record's the exact same.
Yeah,
Like it it just looks scary because of their 10 losses, 9 of them have been in the last month and a half. Like
see,
or month,
and yeah,
actually.
and that's the only reason I even thought about it is because
Yeah.
I told y'all I listen to bad podcasts, well, good podcasts sometimes, but bad dialogue, and I just listen to people who I think are loudmouths, and I'm like, let me see what they're saying. They're truly saying, and Rashad McCants, he was saying early in the year, like, I think they're the best team, but I don't think they're as good, and I'm like, why does he think that? Because I'm watching them like smack everybody. And he was like,
Yeah.
if you look at their schedule at the beginning is a lot easier than their schedule down the stretch. He was like, you will not find out how much better they are than the league until the second half. If the league looks closer in the second half of the season, it's because they are, and we'll see how that plays out. He took a lot of flack from that statement, and then now he's like, "That's what I've been saying though. Is like as we get deeper, we'll see how they rebound because it was an easier schedule at the beginning of the season." But again, this shit happens, dog. We watch like let's. I don't know. They're gonna win. Shit, that's all I know. Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm a Lakers fan, and I understand that the Lakers are a good team, and there's no other teams in the West that I feel like the Lakers can't beat outside of the Thunder. Honestly, the Thunder and Denver probably. I think they can get San Antonio. I think Luca will get San Antonio. Fuck what
Lakers
we
trading
talk
Reeves.
about. No, no, no.
Every time I hear about the Lakers in a trade, that's the name I keep hearing. I'm like,
If
I think
look,
they're stupid if they trade
listen,
Reeves.
listen. I'm telling you this right now. If the Steelers hire Mike McCarthy and then the Lakers trade Austin Reeves,
Anything is possible.
uh, pray for your
Burn it
boy.
down.
Pray for your boy. I'm gonna be going through
Send
it,
some prayers.
brother.
Some prayers more than sweat. I'll be fine. Y'all
Yeah,
be
yeah,
fine.
yeah. Thunder will be fine, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's the recency bias of okay, you've been the number one overall seed for 2 years in a row. how do you lose 2 games in a row? It's a weird thing. Honestly, I think it makes them more battle tested more than anything. You got to show some resolve in those moments because you've been dealing with injuries. You that I don't think that they've trotted out their regular starting lineup more than 10 times this year.
Which is a good thing, and it's also a bad thing because once you start rolling it out, how much chemistry do they have together? But again,
Mm-hmm.
I think this comes down to did Denver's offseason like acquisitions did it make them closer to the Thunder? That's it. That's what I'm
I
being for real. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And if it did, then cool. If it didn't, then we'll see. Did they do enough to make that series closer?
Mm, that's a good question. We'll find out
That's
on
what
the
we
next
gotta wait and
episode.
see. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to go. Oh, the Thunder. They're still good. They're really really good.
Yeah.
That's all I think about it though. Is I'm like they'll be fine. They'll be fine. But
Yeah.
I'm
uh,
not gonna lie. I think I'm on the same page about the Denver thing because I truly believe in my heart of hearts that Denver was Aaron Gordon hamstring away from winning that series. We until he pulled that shit. Was it a hamstring, right?
it was something.
Yeah. Until
Yeah.
he got hurt,
Was it a hamstring or did he
they
pop his Achilles too?
no, it wasn't an
No, it was his
Achilles.
Okay.
hamstring.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until
He
that
shouldn't have
happened, they
played
had
that game.
no
Oh,
answer.
that's right. That's right. He was cooking, dog. I was like, who is
Bro,
this?
He
Who is
shouldn't have
this?
played that particular game. That was the problem because he was but in that game, even in that game, he was cooking them too. He was hitting threes that game.
that's
He
what I'm
just
saying.
couldn't he couldn't run in and rebound.
If
He
Aaron,
couldn't control the glass.
until he got hurt, the Thunder had no answers for him and Jokic.
hey,
And
Aaron
then once he
Gordon.
got hurt, everybody was just like swarming Jokic.
Yeah. Aaron Gordon is another prime example of a dunk, a dunk contest participant turned into a superstar.
Like Levine.
Yeah. And
Crazy, isn't it? I remember
LeBron
when
never
Levine
did it because it's my turn.
LeBron
couldn't get any
James.
burn in Minnesota, bro. That's why they traded his ass.
Yeah, facts, facts. Um, well, gentlemen, pivoting off the Thunder, have y'all been watching WWE Unreal?
I've made it through the first 3 episodes, and
I have
how
not.
do you how do you feel about Paul Heyman's statement at the beginning of episode 2, Marlon, where he says, "I don't like doing this behind the scenes of our business because it allows you to pull back the curtain and see how we develop the storylines. It gives too much information to people that don't need to have it." Because he told a story about the Sandman going blind because he got attacked by something or someone. And they said that the Sandman literally didn't leave his house for a month, and then he came back to do his retirement ceremony and then pulled out the eye bandages, and it was just like the biggest pop in ECW at the time.
It runs K-Fob.
Yeah.
Um,
So
I
that
I think I get where people like Heyman are coming from, but
he's a
I also
purist.
I think at this point because of how most of us at our age were raised around what was happening in wrestling around our time, we
We
know that it
know
was kind of
that.
yeah, it's like we get what it is. So I think for us,
Yeah.
it's still fine. I don't think it's something that maybe kids should be watching because then it kind of ruins the show for the kids. But
Mm-hmm.
for like us, I like it. I like it because they do it a year before or like yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
in the timeline before.
Six
So it's
months
like yeah,
prior.
it's like
Yeah.
hard knocks. It's like you're not really giving us
Yeah.
the keys to it. You're just
Yeah.
telling us like this is how decisions were made. And
In
this is
those
how
moments.
this is how like I like that because it's like okay, when something happens, everybody loses their damn mind. Good or bad.
Yeah.
This is the worst decision ever. I can't believe they're doing that. And it's like it's a way for them to say, "This is how we got there. Take it or leave it."
Yeah. I do feel bad for, how Road Dogg like gets frustrated when Triple H was like, "That doesn't make any sense. Why would we do that?" I'm just saying.
But he's not wrong, and it's
No, he's not.
it's because Road Dogg didn't have the sight of mind to think further and say
Yeah.
for instance, he was like he wants to cut his hair. He was like, well, what does that mean? He could have been like maybe Cena turning heel made him go crazy enough to cut his hair, and he's like losing it or some shit like
Mhm.
that. And yeah, he didn't get there, so it didn't make sense. And I was like, bro. He's like, it hurts my heart, and
Yeah,
it's just gonna hurt my
it's
heart. I was like, oh
yeah,
man,
but the whole time Triple H was like, "Nah, like, why would we do that? Because you got to think of
I
15 other steps down the
so
road," and you
so
could tell like those meetings get pretty heated.
and here's the thing is because Heyman will say something like that, but I think WWE is actually a step ahead, and I think they understand that they can use that as ways to get people pushes. So, for instance, you
Yeah.
watch that show, LA Knight has the most lovable story. The fans are immediately behind him, right? And
Hmm.
everybody's been behind him because he's been one of those stars that everyone's like, we want to see him get at least one push. And
Hmm.
now there's rumors that LA Knight's contract is up. And once you see that show and you see how he was kind of stalled in a year that everybody thought that he was going to be taking a push, dog,
Hmm.
if he wins the Royal Rumble, it just that show helped make a star.
And it shows like
So
when botches happen that we don't even realize. Like
yeah, yeah, and I mean,
like
hey,
LA Knight botched the
yeah,
ladder match.
yeah,
He was
and
like, "God
it
damn it, you should have came from the other way."
yeah, like I said, I'm so much like WWE Unreal is a show that somebody who loves the business would actually watch, or somebody that understands the business would watch. It's not really something I think kids care about because it's just
Yeah,
dialogue, bro. Like their attention
yeah,
span's not that long. They're not gonna sit down. They're watching TikToks, dog. Like they
yeah,
don't care about that shit. Calm down, Paul Heyman.
yeah. I will say before I know that this is circling back to the NBA, but Mac McClung is sitting out. Thank God, the dunk contest has been restored.
Who's
That's
gonna
all I'm
win?
saying. It doesn't matter as long as it's not him.
Oh my God, you a hater. Well,
G Leaguer.
let's hit the what's y'all's favorite snowstorm story?
Hmm.
Well, your boys got a few. I'm just gonna make it short and sweet. So, circa 2020, 2021, I think. Well, it was 2021. We got snowed in, and our good friend Tyler Groom calls me, and he goes, "Hey man, you know those big hills off of 19th and 35?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, I got my canoe. You want to go? You want to go slide down it?" And me being 29 years old, him being 20, yeah, 29 as well, we were like, "Fuck it, let's do it." So we took his canoe and we slid all the way down those huge hills off of I-35 and 19th Street and more for like 2 hours, just like kid stuff, which was hilarious because we got videos of it and everything else. And then I think another snow story was like 15 of us stayed the night at Marlon's favorite quarterback, Lance Kirkland's house back in the ice storm of '08 or '09. And his little pond froze over. And we were just doing jackass stuff and throwing shit across the ice, trying to trip each other and throw snowballs at each other and things like that. Just, making memories, kids being kids, dudes being dudes. That's all I got,
That's
though.
lame.
Was it lame?
That's trash.
Listen, I got a bunch, but I'm just going to limit it to two. I'll start my first one off by saying there will never, ever be a snowman safe anytime that there's a snowstorm in Oklahoma, as long as I'm alive. Ever. I'll
Except that
like
one.
it, wow, God, that was your fault.
That wasn't my
You're the one
fault.
that you can't hit, can't hit,
I
can't
took
swing a
care of the
fucking
one.
bat.
No, I took
Oh,
care of the
that's
one
right.
I
Oh,
needed to.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah, you
Oh,
didn't.
yeah, that's right. Mine was the one that I hit that thing in the neck so many times, bro.
That
I
shit was
couldn't do it.
froze. Yeah, shit was
And
froze.
then that we drove around and I hopped out at that little bitty one and I tried to I tried to fucking spear it. I thought I broke my damn collarbone.
Yeah,
That shit was solid ice.
yeah. Wasn't even thinking about it.
Oh
To be
shit.
young, to be young.
Yeah, I still feel bad about those poor little kids that spent all day building that snowman. You
I'd
know
be all
what?
right.
I did until we went back out to rebuild the snowman. That was fucking stupid. We should have just kicked his ass. We might have lost,
This
but I
guy,
liked our chances.
this guy, maybe.
Anyways, I had that one and then and then I don't remember what year, but the all-time flag football playoff game up in Edmond. Oh, man,
Oh,
when he
in
wouldn't
The
let us
Snow
fucking
Bowl.
park, when he wouldn't let us
man,
fucking park next to the field, so we had to
dog,
stand out there in that shit and wait on them dudes from
and
Lawton.
it was cold. It was
It
like
was fucking freezing.
The
13
craziest thing,
degrees.
There was
that's
like
when
eight
people didn't
inches of snow
know
on the
how
ground.
to predict weather, and the weekend before when they canceled it, it did nothing.
No, it
And
was
then
like
they moved it.
78 degrees,
Yeah,
warm.
it was
It was nice
beautiful.
because
Yeah.
we went out and played catch. And then
Yeah.
the next week it was like a foot and a half of snow and ice. And yeah, we got up to the field. We had to wait an hour and then we played in probably the coldest. And it was snowing hard the entire time. The entire
Mhm.
time. This
You couldn't
is
see shit.
yeah, this is like the story those old school NFL films. Like they would have been proud, like on the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field,
The
the
quarterback
quarterback
monster
monster. Yeah,
led the Green Bay Packers down to
that's exactly what I felt like when we were
I
playing it.
I remember in the moment I was like, this is actually kind of cool, man.
we
There's not a
stood in the
snowball's chance in hell
bathroom for warmth.
I
I would
re-
ever go out there now at my age.
I remember thinking, why did I let them talk me to get out of the bed?
Didn't Taylor's ass come down I-35 to get y'all?
Yeah,
Yes.
because we were on the way
That's
in
what I
Isaiah's
thought.
car, and Isaiah
That's
slid a
right.
couple too many times, and I was like, back to the crib, back to
I
the
was like,
crib,
yep,
because
pull it
well,
over.
because I remember we woke up, I looked outside, and I was like, I'm not going nowhere. And Isaiah was like, well, I was like, I'm sitting here and watching the Steelers play. And I was like, come on, bro, it's playoffs. I was like, I don't give a damn, bro. Go look outside. Fuck all this. And then the text message group blew up, and then y'all sick Lance on me, and Lance was like, man, you gonna, and then he didn't even go.
Yeah, he didn't even show up. I remember we went up there and was told we have to wait an hour for these kids to show up. So we sat in the freezing ass cold for an hour
We went
just
into
to
the
get our ass
bathroom
kicked,
for warmth.
just to get absolutely
we
worked
we
in a flag football game.
we had to use heaters in the bathroom to stay warm without freezing and shaking and stuff. Yeah, that's crazy.
But
Mine,
there's one touchdown run that happened that day, fellas.
stop it. Don't even bring him up. Mine, local favorite, Kale Bonson.
Oh,
Anyways, um, mine, I would say we mentioned it in the group message. Like was it '07, '06,
yeah,
'07, something like that. It snowed a bunch, like a bunch.
a lot.
And we went to the practice. It was like it felt like 20 of us. It might have been like 10, 15,
No,
14.
bro, there was a solid 20. There
There
was
was yeah,
enough for
there
two
was a
full teams.
bunch of people. And bro, when I'm telling you like you know what as you grow up, as you get older like in high school, you don't really play tackle football without pads too often.
Yeah.
Cuz it's people are too big. Pause, you're going to get like nobody wanted the headaches and stuff. So it was like, nah, I'm tackling when I have pads on, that's kind of it. We didn't care.
Yeah, we were out there killing
It
each other.
was, it was crazy. Like I remember some of the hardest hits I've ever seen in my life in on that day. But it was fun. It was just like you said, Isaiah, kids being kids, dudes having fun. And I
Mhm.
actually posted on Facebook and said, "This is football weather." But
This is the last
I'm never going out there
that
again.
was like the last time I remember like all of that clique that came from '07 class, '08 class, and my class, like just grouping up and just having a blast like that
Yep,
with no drama, just acting like kids.
yep.
I mean
And
that
then time hit us and we all got old.
yeah.
Dude, what about the snowball from hell that almost killed your sister in law, Cameron?
Are you talking about Brittany?
Oh, that's crazy. I forgot about that. Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, she shouldn't have fucked with me, man.
That's true.
That's what happens.
That's true. I another
Or
one of
Marlon,
mine.
when you
What?
tried to back out of the driveway to
Yeah,
go
they
to
know.
Chandler
Yeah,
to get your wallet?
yeah. I was thinking about that. Isaiah tried to jump in between me sliding into your brother's car. That shit didn't work. I was like, bro, get out the way. But we made it out of there. We made it out of there, and we drove a long way slow. It took like 4.5 hours. But one of mine is probably going to that big ass slide or hill, a couple big ass
Oh,
hills in Chandler, and just
the
sledding.
8th Street Hill.
Man, there's a bunch actually, because that one was it was that one. There was one by Cam's old
Yeah.
house. There was a bunch of hills in Old Sea Town that you could slide
Mhm.
and go crazy on. Just those growing up, it was fun. Um,
I remember I remember like my brother's sophomore year. Yeah, it was a sophomore year. It was right after he got his license actually. We had a big ass snowstorm and me and Taylor we were going up to the high school gym for something and it was at like 9:30 at night. Anyways, we pulled around the corner from the media center and there was like 80, 90 people in the parking lot and the cars were all spread out and somebody, I want to say maybe John Evans, had his truck and was just pulling people around with a damn rope and they pulled the hood off of a car as a sled. And it was Jeremy Warkentine, if you remember him.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Bro, the fucking rope snapped and he slid in. You remember the dents in the side of Taylor's S10?
yeah.
That was from that night. Jeremy, the rope snapped and it fucking flung Jeremy into the side of Taylor's truck, bro. It was
God,
hilarious.
God.
My dad was so pissed.
I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was.
Anyways, yeah, that was
But
that was a
yeah,
good time too.
nah, good times. So to close her out, gentlemen, we've seen UFC 324. We can briefly talk about that, and then talk about the upcoming fight for 325. So 324, we saw Gaethje get in Paddy Pimblett. um,
Well, he didn't get knocked out, like he said, but he
Bro,
got wobbled a little bit
I just don't understand why Patty
for
didn't fight
sure.
Patty's fight. That's not what champions do. Like Patty didn't pressure at all. I don't understand that.
the
I
I
think he
the
had too
only
much respect for Gaethje because that's the most polished guy that he's fought in his career, in
I
his young
yes,
career.
yes, and also though I think it was Gaethje got respect early. Gaethje hit him with the
Yes,
shot early, and
Yeah,
he was like,
he took it
bro.
from him.
And you saw you
"Hmm."
saw Patty's eyes.
Yeah,
That
he
that
was
was when
like,
I knew, okay, Patty's not no chance.
well,
Patty's not getting this.
I still thought he had a chance because I thought he could maybe catch him coming in for a shot and take him down. But like when Rogan I think said like, don't forget the only fighter to ever take down Justin Gaethje was Habib Nurmagomedov. I was like, oh fuck, I forgot. And
Bro, and he kept hitting Gaethje with them leg kicks, and Gaethje did not give a fuck.
yeah, yeah,
He's
Like
a
there was no reaction.
yeah. It's crazy too because I see like the most consistent consensus is that Gaethje didn't look polished. He looked like a brawler, and I was like, that was the fight he had to fight against
yeah,
Patty.
Hmm.
He had to make
yeah.
it. He couldn't fight like he
You had
did
to make
against
it
Poirier.
crazy.
Yeah, because like Patty just wants to sit on the outside. He kind of wants to fight his little ha 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 and then move, and that's what he wanted to do. And Gaethje was like, I don't have time for these games, baby. I'm here to
I'm too
pressure
old for
you.
this shit. I'm
I'm trying to
trying to
make
fuck
yeah,
you
I'm
up and go
trying to
home.
make this night easy, quick, and get paid. And he was trying his best to make quick work.
Yeah,
And Patty Pimblett's credit, and I think this is a fight that he needed. I think him losing is
mhm.
probably the best thing for him.
Yeah. I think from the
Well, I think
humility standpoint,
you saw the difference of somebody that's been there versus somebody that hadn't been there yet. And that in that moment and that spotlight, like y'all said, Gaethje did what he knew he had to do, and Patty, I felt like just didn't know what he needed to do. He just kind of went in there and was just gonna like kind of like wing it, is what it looked like to me. Like I didn't really see a game plan. And then when he got stung enough, then he decided to try and shoot and try and wrestle and you
There's
know,
there's a breakdown. I forget whose it was. I was seeing it on the Twitters. Shout out. But it was showing that he used a tactic that worked against Patty. I forgot his name who used it, and it gave Patty a lot of problems. And a lot of people thought that guy beat
eye
Patty.
poke,
Yes,
Jared Gordon.
Jared Gordon. Yes, and
fucking eye poke.
right, but
Yeah, that eye poke was serious.
it
I
well
don't
they
know.
they said so Patty when he leaves when he gets out of range he leaves with his chin up. And
Yeah.
so every time Gaethje entered, he threw a hook. Because he
Yeah.
knew Patty was going to be exiting with his chin straight up and it was going to clip him. So I mean, he did his homework. He fought the fight that he needed to. And for Patty, like, I mean, where do you think Patty goes from here?
I think
I
the
think he
only fight
fights the winner of Holloway and Charles.
I like that. Isaiah?
I mean, have the
Or somebody said Armand.
Armin?
Yeah.
Ooh, that
Arman
actually
Sarukian,
wouldn't be.
that's the
Yeah.
only. I think that would be the only one that makes the most sense because right now Gaethje have in the interim.
Yeah, because
Armin doesn't have
you
a
would
fight on the books yet.
Yeah.
think
Give
the winner of Max and Charles is going to get a title shot next.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I think it depends. I think if Armin were to beat Patty, I think they would give it to Armin because at this point he's been number one for a while.
Was Armin the one that had the title fight and he pulled out last minute? And they
I
were like,
think
"No,
so
fuck you."
against Islam.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Either
that's
that or
what
he
I
got
thought.
hurt or something, and then ever since then they've been like,
I think he said he got hurt, and so he asked Dana if he could pull out, and Dana was like, "If you pull out, you're not getting another one for a long time."
"Oh yeah, that's right.
I think
That's
something
right.
like that happened.
Yes, yeah." And since then, I mean, he's been waiting. He needs to fight, and I think the Patty one makes perfect sense for both of
Yeah.
them because for Patty, it's a hey, no, don't get it twisted. I just had an off night against Gaethje. I'm still like that. And then for Armin, it's he's a big name that y'all think was the chosen one. Now you understand I'm just better than him.
Yeah.
It's the fight
What'd y'all
to me
think
that
of
makes the most sense.
what'd y'all think of the Rose fight? Did y'all think that was scored correctly? I thought Rose won.
I thought I understood it. I thought it was like I didn't have Rose losing actually. I had her winning round 1 and round 2.
Yeah.
Close. I had her losing round 3, but I was like, it is what it is.
The only thing that was the saving grace of Natalia Silva is the fact that she outstruck her. And judges are privy to that information, and I think that's what they used to score that fight. Through 3 rounds, she outstruck her. I think Thug Rose did a great job of controlling the cage as far as like her distance. Whenever they did grapple, she was dominant in the grappling. I think her control time, she had more control time than her. It was just the fact that the volume of Silva is probably what they used to score it. Because at that point, that fight, I mean, people were getting their asses whooped leading up to that fight. So they were probably like, it does mean more if you land more blows, and that's probably why the judges went that way. And Rose, I call me crazy, I don't think it's rigged, but Rose has already had her shot at the title, and I think getting a fresh face in there makes more sense for the company at the moment.
Man, Valentina.
Who's the
I
champ?
don't.
Valentina.
Who's the champ? Oh,
Valentina.
okay, Shevchenko.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
What y'all think about sugar, Sean O'Malley pulling it off?
I
told you.
mean this in the nicest way possible. Your boy fell asleep for that entire fight. I was fighting for my life
I thought it was a
because
good
I miss.
fight.
Yeah,
I did too.
Bro, it was.
I was
good.
I was
thought,
a little surprised.
No,
I
I wasn't.
thought Song.
So yes, but
In the
I
first
think
2 rounds,
I
man.
think the first round was close enough to go to to him. I think Song Yadong lost this more than Sean won it. I think Sean fought a good 3rd round, but Song
Yeah.
Yadong he was like, fuck them leg kicks. I'm like, what?
The leg kicks and the wrestling.
Yeah.
just
He was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stand here and throw
In
bangers.
trade, yeah,
with
we
him.
finna bang. And I was like, what? But I
I
guess
thought
maybe he
I
thought what
wasn't.
you do.
I agree with you on the first round. I think Sean did enough to win, and I had him winning the first round. But I was saying, like, I'm surprised the judges didn't give it to Song because of the takedown at the end.
Yeah, I could have seen that.
You know, I will tell you this: I didn't know Song could throw fucking bangers like dude. He throws hard.
He does. There was a couple
He
times I
punches
was like,
hard.
hey, there was
Yeah.
ones where I thought he
Sean.
had Sean hurt. I was like, he might get him up
Yeah.
out of here. Yeah.
But Sean, I think he returned to his championship level that 3rd round.
Yeah.
Like, he looked
Yes.
polished. He looked measured.
Yeah.
He waited for his shots and took them. Like,
And it's
But
he
it's
hit him
always
with a straight
helped
right.
him.
it's
so
the
fucking hard.
stop boxing him.
Yeah,
You know
nobody is
what
going
he
to outbox
wants to
him.
do.
He's going to
MMA
outbox
him,
you.
MMA him, please. Because
That's why I was saying, I was like, man, I don't know, dude.
That's the
The
only
tape
time
is
he
out, bro.
loses.
Anybody,
well,
If
he was out MMAing him. He was making it ugly, and a lot of casual fans hate it because when you see guys like Sean or Connor who get grappled, you're like, man, I hate that. But that's how you fight them. You grapple the
yeah.
fuck out of them and tire them out, and then their striking doesn't mean anything because they can't put enough power behind it. It's just smart fighting.
You know what the
When
crazy thing
Song
about
Yadong
Sean
was like,
is, man? I feel like Sean did a lot of the same. I feel like in the beginning of fights, he struggles sprawling and getting out of the grapples. But then as the fight wears on, like against Song, the last few times that Song tried to take him down, he got out of it without being taken down. And I feel like when I watch Sean fight, that's what I watch every damn time.
I
he
think it's the element
definitely
of surprise in the sense of like in the earlier rounds, he's expecting somebody to try to outbox him. And so it might throw him off. And then by the later rounds, he's kind of more prepared that, especially if that fighter's like style. Like the
maybe.
first time he fought Marab, him and Marab stood for a long
Yeah.
time before Marab finally was like, nah, fuck this. I'm going to take you down now.
The second time too, he was
Yeah,
like out striking him, and then he was just like, "Well, I'm beating
nah,
you
fuck
up
this.
here. I want to remind you that I can also beat you up on the ground."
I'm trying to get the finish. Like,
I'm
my cardio is
also
better.
I'm also curious now though, like what happens with Sean because like he said
Do
he's
you
willing
run it
to.
back?
Well, he said he's willing
Mhm.
to wait it out for Jan and Marab to run it back, but I'm also like, fight Corey.
Somebody
Yes.
said something about
That's the fight that
they were
makes the
trying
most
he
sense.
somebody said something
Or
about
Umar.
Sean wanted to fight Umar when he was the champion, but took the Marab fight instead.
Umar was never the champion.
Or
Yeah.
no, when Sean was a champion.
Oh, like
When Sean
Sean
had the
took
belt, he
Marab
wanted to
over
fight.
Umar.
Yeah, either him, it
Oh,
was either him or he took uh um who was the
Well,
damn it.
he only fought Cheeto Vera
yeah,
and Marab
Cheeto,
he
yeah.
fought Cheeto,
Maybe it was the Cheeto
and
fight
because
that he
that was
took
a
instead of Umar.
rematch,
yeah,
Yeah.
more or
which
less.
that was literally them saying you're gonna be a star, Sean. We're giving you a freebie because no shot in hell Cheeto deserved a title shot, but
Yeah.
um
No,
the like yeah the one right after that was Marab, and yeah it was supposed to be Umar, but I think Umar got hurt or something caused him to not be able to fight, and then so they gave it to Marab, and Marab had technically been waiting because he didn't want to fight Aljo. So
Yeah.
when like if Jan would have beaten Aljo, he was going to be the one that fought Aljo. But since Aljo was the champ until Sean knocked him out, Marab was just kind of beating everybody else up. And so
quietly.
once
Yeah.
Sean knocked Aljo out, Marab was like, "Now I want a title shot." And Daniel was like, "All right, cool." And Marab was like, "Bet, ragdoll, ragdoll."
Ragdoll.
And yeah, that'll be a fun division. But also, I forgot I said have Sean fight Corey. Maybe you have Sean fight Umar.
Yeah, I like that
I think
idea
the
as
core
well.
is it. I think the Corey fight is one that like the fans have wanted for a long time
Oh
because they're
man,
strikers,
Yes,
right? Both strikers.
yeah.
yes,
Well,
and
Corey's more.
Corey is so he's his overall game. I
Corey is a more well-rounded fighter. He can
yes,
strike at a high level, but he also Corey can fight close, Corey can fight at range, Corey can wrestle with you, Corey can hold you up against the fence and beat you up. Corey can fight in like backpedaling. He has really good movement. At times he's awkward. He's like the total package. So everybody wants to see kind of how Sean striking would look against a guy who isn't just a guy who'll just
is
wrestle
the
you and lay on you.
well, and also they're like their size, Pauls.
Yes.
They're the same build in a sense. So
Mm.
you want to see, all right, at that division is with the height advantage that they both had, who's truly the better fighter? Because Corey lost to Piotr Jan, Sean beat him. Corey lost to Aljo, Sean beat him. But Corey beat Cheeto
And
Vera, Sean beat Cheeto Vera. Like
I'm gonna
it's
keep it a bean. If you go back and watch Sam Bangin lose to Aljo, He made one mistake,
A
and the
mistake,
problem
yes.
is he made that mistake so early in the fight that once Aljo backpacked him, it was a wrap. It
Yes,
was
that's
so
true.
fast, and he got backpacked so fast, and they were dry, and he was going nowhere. But I
Yeah,
think if they would have refought, I think Corey would have been a better fight. But
yeah,
they're very similar. I would like to see it, but I also want to see Umar and Sean. I think that would be a good
yeah.
fight. Number one contender, and then who else?
Um,
Who else? Derek Lewis. He were you
I was
done?
asleep in between that fight leading into the O'Malley fight. I don't know what happened, but I can look at the strikes
He
and tell
got beat
you
up. No, he got beat
he
up.
got
No,
beat the
yeah.
fuck
It,
up.
it looked
Yeah,
like he threw a couple of big punches. I texted our group and said his gas tank is already out, and then he
Bro,
just
yeah,
it was over.
yeah.
I feel like
That is the second round.
he looked bigger, like heavier
Yeah.
than I normally feel like he looks.
Yep.
Like I think it's probably time for him to hang him up, dude.
Yeah,
So,
dog.
Like
Yeah,
so
like
do
dog.
you?
he can get a highlight finish, but I mean
I want
he
him to knock one more
he's
person out
he's
just to
so
really
dependent
have
on people being in his, because
pocket.
if he
Yeah,
To
gets
not
anybody that
move.
can move around at all, he's gonna get his ass
yeah,
kicked.
You remember
yeah,
them old fight night games when you would throw a haymaker and it would cut your stamina down every time
Yeah.
you.
yeah.
When he throws one, his meter goes from this to that,
And
and
then
that's
the
it.
regen is this fast.
Yeah, it's a wrap. He's
Bro,
cooked.
and he was trying to throw head kicks. I'm like, what is this guy
He,
doing?
He
oh no,
always does that.
yeah, but
He always does that at some
he
point.
was
He'll try to throw one.
he also was probably in a lot better shape when he used to do it. I don't
Yeah.
think he's in that good a shape anymore.
He's
My
like,
bad.
shit, man, I was just trying to fucking, know what I'm saying?
Joe, hey, shit, Joe, let me be on the pod again.
I'm trying to smoke some weed and shit.
Shit, I'm trying to get
God,
high.
they got me fucked up fighting this young motherfucker, man. I
But
fought.
it was a good card. Isaiah, what do you think was probably your favorite fight on that card? Before getting into the next card. Ooh, there's some names
Um,
I didn't just look
I
at.
got, I gotta say, respectfully, I do think that the undercard has a lot of promise. The people that were on the undercard, man, they came out swinging. They wanted to set the pace. This Josh Hockett dude, I was texting Marlon about it, Cameron. This
Mm.
guy's a fucking
I,
maniac.
yeah, I heard his fight, his post fight.
His
I was
fucking
like, dude,
promo.
Oh
what are you
yeah,
doing?
yeah. I
Give
said,
him
"Oh my
Waldo.
god."
Yeah, just go ahead and give him
Oh no,
Waldo.
nah, dog. That's Derek Lewis next. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, give him Derek
Yeah,
Lewis.
let's see what
I
happens.
mean, I do like, um,
Shout out to
I
Adam Fuggett.
yeah, and you get, um, I the best fight to me was definitely the Gaethje Pimblett fight overall. I mean, 5 rounds of just dudes going to war, and I mean, Patty, Patty tried, but sometimes that experience kind of, especially in those types of fights, there's a difference. There's championship mentality. There's a championship, cardio that kind of
Cap-
comes into play for that.
Captain Insano
Uh,
shows no mercy.
that's right. Eye pokes all day. Eye pokes for
All
life.
day, all day.
And
Isaiah,
then Atiba Gauthier, if that boy can figure out how to channel his power at any point in time, he might be scary. Because I thought he fucked that dude up in the first
Does
15.
that to do
he
with the
had
dreads?
he had
Yeah.
him cooked like
Okay.
3 times.
Early.
Bro,
He
he
hit him
punches so fucking hard, bro.
Fucking hard. Just zero fight IQ, but he punches the fuck out of people.
So he hit him in the first, and I was like, "Oh, that's it." And so, like, my oldest came to me and was like, "Hey, you got those little boba packets from the store? Can you make me some?" So I went in there and started making him like a little like microwavable boba. And I look back in the living room, and it's been a good 3 to 5 minutes. I look back in the living room, and he's still hitting this dude. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dog, what is happening? And yeah. I was like, well, I imagine he won that fight.
Yeah, well, what's crazy is the guy outstruck him, but his
Hey, dog.
power, if he could just get a rein on being measured with his striking, because you could tell he's a walk him down. I'm finna walk him down. That's all I know how to do. If he could figure that other shit out about fighting MMA, he could be truly dangerous. But I mean,
You gotta get him with a
overall,
good team.
yeah, takeaways from the card. I hate the fact that I fell asleep. I was watching it in our
Did you at
bedroom.
least go back and rewatch it?
Yes,
Okay.
but it wasn't the same.
No, it was the same. You'll be fine.
It wasn't the same.
It
But
was the
yes,
same. You'll be fine. We'll lead 325 this weekend, which is crazy. Probably,
back to
I don't
back,
know if it's
baby.
ever been ever happened, but
I don't think
it
so.
main evented by Volk versus Diego Lopez.
Two. The second time that they fought,
I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm more interested in Dan Hooker versus Benoit Saint Denis. I think that's
Benoit.
gonna be a really good high level fight, back and forth. I think Volk walks Diego Lopez down again. Like I think
Well,
he walks him down, son.
I wanna be able to see what Diego Lopez has changed from the first time that they fought because the first fight was just Volk just beating his ass,
He walked him
truly
down.
walk him down. He was truly walking him down. I, but Diego Lopez, he's got he has something. He just hasn't turned that leaf over yet, and it's strange to see because you can tell like he's got that good energy about him as a fighter, and you think that he has the capabilities to become a champ, but it's just after this, man. If Volk wins, I don't know who they even pair him up to fight with next. I think
Just
he
let him
retires.
retire, yeah, because at that point he's cleared that division. Like I said, like
Well, I mean,
maybe
he
Sean
cleared.
comes up and fight him.
Yeah, I
Like
don't
I
think
said,
Sean would do that.
man. Yeah, but I think Volk is a great that can be had. How won't you
Yeah.
come in? I think Volk can be had. I think he's I think Islam's head kick, Ilya knocking him out. Maybe he's on the other end of his career, which we understand that's what it is. He can be
Mhm.
had. I just don't know if Diego Lopez can be the one that can have
Yeah,
him.
I don't know if he's that guy, pal. I don't know
Yeah.
if you're that guy, pal. I mean, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
Tai Tuivasa.
yeah, let's get a Shuey. I mean, he's fighting Taliesin to share. This fight will not last past 2.5 rounds.
It's
Somebody's gonna get knocked out.
that's one of those heavyweight fights. I promise that it ain't lasting long.
No,
Four
if they
minutes.
make it out, yeah, if they make it out of the first round, I will be thoroughly
Well, if
surprised about
if
that
they
fight.
do make it out of the first round, it's halfway through somebody's gas tank will be on E. I promise.
Yeah, and quite frankly, man, with Ty, you would think that that would be the one thing that he starts training more towards, but he never has.
He can't. If he does, he'll lose that belly.
He'll lose that power, bro.
Yeah, that's where the
Just
power comes from. Is the
I
belly.
I just want to see him take Shuey, so I hope he wins. I'm picking him now. Just doing it early.
Ooh, Rafael Fazia versus Mauricio Rufy.
That's gonna be a good fight as well.
Shit. That this is one of those, man. They could have made this a fight night. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, yeah, I could definitely see that, but I mean, I think because Volk and Diego Lopez are running it back, I think the co main event that has championship implications on it or championship contender implications on it. Because
There's no card in February.
no, this shouldn't be.
No, sir. Because this is 325, the last day of January, and the next card is 326, which is March 7th.
Oh well, there's a bunch of fight nights between
Oh
those.
yeah, 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 yeah.
You're talking about numbered cards. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, there's
yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna be another one
And that's
until
Max.
I think that is that card already completely made.
Yeah,
I think for the most part it is.
it is definitely already made. There's probably be some undercard stuff added, but for the most part, that's it. Because Raul Rosas Jr. is on it. He's fighting Rob Font.
Kiwiwis,
Cody Garbrandt
Kiwiwis.
is on that card.
Yeah,
Brian Ortega
Canelo. Gotta get my boy
after
fighting.
Font. Whoa, lightweight. Brian Ortega's fighting that lightweight.
Yeah,
Okay, hey. And not though
I don't like
Moicano is
it.
gonna beat the shit out of him, but whatever.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't like that.
that's just what it is. What it is. Any other
Gregory
thought?
Rodriguez is probably gonna beat the shit out of Bruno Ferreira just because he has hammers for hands. Uh, Cody, no love. Let's go ahead and hang it up after this one, bud.
If he gets
Respectfully.
finished, he needs to walk away. That's just what it is. I
Yeah,
promise.
that's
Um,
he's getting too old, man.
yeah.
I don't like it.
So, gentlemen, as we part ways tonight, what would you like to leave the listeners with?
Cameron, I'll let you go first because you didn't add anything to the UFC talk. Kind of upset me.
I don't. I mean, I wasn't given much of an opportunity. You guys were on a fucking heater, so I was just letting y'all go, letting you have it.
You
uh,
add context to what we're talking about.
okay, well then I'll add context. God damn it! I thought my favorite fight was the Sean O'Malley fight. I thought it was back and forth. I thought there was a lot of good shots thrown.
Wasn't.
And I'm an O'Malley fan, so it was nice to see him get back in the winning column. It's amazing what happens when you don't have to fight Marab.
It's his fault.
And then,
He wanted to fight him twice, dude.
Cameron,
well,
Volk or Diego Lopez?
I don't know, man. Volk doesn't lose. He doesn't lose unless he fights Ilya
Or Islam?
And
and
Islam.
Islam. Yeah, but I feel like Diego Lopez has had some hype for a while, but I don't know. I don't know enough about him because y'all know I got out of UFC for a little while, so I don't know enough about him or his fighting style. But if I would just go with, my gut would say Volk because unless he's fighting an all-time fucking great, he's pretty goddamn good. So,
And
uh,
I don't think you can be a fighter that is a point fighter and beat Volk. You got to
Yeah,
finish
And
him.
that is what Diego Lopez is.
Yes, and I don't think he can outpoint Volk. That's
who
why I
did
said
Diego?
Volk is
Oh,
going.
yeah. I watched him fight. I watched the first fight between them two, and I wasn't. I don't know if Lopez had a. I don't know if he had an off night, but I just wasn't very impressed with him in that fight.
Well,
Like I said,
and
I definitely think he has something, but he just hasn't figured out what that something is.
Yeah.
yeah, and see, I think that he was gonna lose to John Silva his last fight. Speaking of Lopez, and I feel like Silva kind of got caught and then
Yeah, no,
got finished.
definitely.
But
If he didn't, and they're talking about Silva probably being on the fast track to fight
I
for the
would
title
be
soon.
more inclined to watch Volk fight Silva than I would Lopez again. Now again, I think maybe Lopez rides the hype from that fight into maybe catching Volk. Maybe he timed him up perfect their last fight and he can land a shot. But if he can't land that shot, there's no way I think he can beat Volk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Volk is dog, bro.
and yeah, and head kick out of nowhere to shut his lights off, and then the power of the
Ooh,
Taporia
that would be.
power just got the best of him.
I mean, he could. Hey,
Well,
imagine
Really,
he Leon Edwards him.
yeah.
yeah. One headshot, bang. I will say, a lot of the things that Marlon and I talked about. What night was that? Last week regarding this card and our hype for it and everything else, Cameron. A
Friday.
lot of it
Yeah.
hinges on when Taporia comes back because right now he has said that he's not fighting in the first 6 months of the year, regardless. So
Did y'all see his tweet?
No,
Dog. I'll give me a second. Give me a second.
you
I'm
gonna
gonna
read
read
it?
this live so y'all can understand how Ilya is a small maniac. He says
Crazy boy.
after the fight, little sausage. The only
Oh yeah,
thing
I
you
did see that.
did or
Yeah.
you had to do was beat a 38-year-old guy. You just lost the biggest paycheck of your life. You are going to get rich if you won. Justin, all I can say is congratulations. And I'd like to tell you to get ready, but you're screwed no matter what.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't say
that's on par. That's on par.
I can't say I just. Let me ask y'all this:
Stand and bang. That's what I want
there's
to see.
obviously a good chance that Ilya knocks Gaethje's lights out, but Gaethje is so fucking careless, and he hits so fucking hard. If there's a guy that can catch Taporia and surprise him, I think it's Gaethje, man.
See,
I don't think
I
there's been a
felt
dude that ever really hurt Taporia in a fight.
no, because nobody else besides Josh Emmett and well, I think Max stung him.
Yeah,
Max stung him a
That's
couple, but he didn't wobble him to make him close to finish him. But I think Gaethje definitely has that. If he lands a big shot, I think that can change the momentum of the fight. Definitely.
Yeah,
But I just feel like
1,000%.
I believe fighters when they say like Max was one that said, and I think Poirier was another one that said the hardest person to ever touch him was Gaethje.
Yeah.
Like the only time that I think Max said the only time I've ever been shocked at somebody's punch power was Gaethje.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, if this motherfucker really does hit this goddamn hard, and I saw it with my own two eyes with Patty. When he touched Patty in the first round, Patty was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Facts.
super surprised.
Yeah.
So I'm
Well,
like, okay, if this motherfucker really hits
well,
like
and
this,
he hit Oliveira so hard that Oliveira was like, "Give me a second.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Let me lay down for a minute. Hold on, hold on, hold on." And then he
Come-
got
come
up
here.
and got
We'll
put
go
right
over.
back down. I wanted to see Ilya fight either Justin or Dustin. So giving him a chance to see him against Justin, I'm very, very curious. I know he beat Charles, and I know Charles had that tear, but I did want to see. I thought if Dustin would have fought Charles all over again, I thought Dustin would have beat Charles the second time they fought.
yeah,
And whenever I saw Dustin fight Islam and take him down to the wire the way he did, I was like, man, I want to see Dustin versus Ilya, and I think that would be a measuring stick to see if Ilya even can fight against or if Ilya does deserve to even be in the octagon with Islam. And
yeah.
I think, I mean, if he comes up and mops up Gaethje, go fight him, please. Please
Yeah.
just go fight Islam.
Yeah, that's the one that makes the most sense going forward.
That's what I want to see. What do y'all want?
After he fights Max one
No,
more time.
no, no, no,
No,
no.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding,
Yeah.
man.
Nah,
we
yeah.
don't want that as a people.
Well, you heard me. Came on Saturday when we were recording. I was like, man, let me see if Max comes out and clears Oliveira. If he comes
Yeah.
out and gets him out of there, dog.
I just wonder if Max underestimated Taporia a little bit. And like that, I always am okay with if something ends like that, like for just run it back just for a second fight, just to see the adjustments that Max makes and see if it makes a difference. He's an all-time fighter. Maybe he underestimated Taporia, and now Taporia has his attention, kind of thing.
was see what I was telling Isaiah about, and the reason it makes me want to see it, especially if he clears through Oliveira. When he touched Dustin, when he as a lightweight, Dustin's lights damn near went out early in
Yeah.
that fight.
Yeah,
And my thought is watching him spark Justin, seeing him hit Dustin with the shot, and that was the third time that they fought, and it was like their first time with Max as a true lightweight.
yeah,
Does Max hit harder at lightweight? If he does, if he's able to catch Ilya early in that fight, does his shots hurt Ilya more? And if they do,
yeah. I'm just saying, man, it's worth
It's a far-fetched
the
theory.
opportunity.
But can
And
you
if
prove
Max
it?
dies, then never again.
It's your
you know?
fault.
no.
It's your fault, Cameron.
Never
If he
again.
no, hell no. If he fights Oliveira to a close fight or whatever, nah, bro, I don't want to see it. Keep him out of there. Go fight Islam. Go fight Islam.
Yeah.
When is
We'll
that
see,
fight?
man.
March.
March 7th.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to link up for that one.
It is the main event of the evening,
Yeah.
and we get to see Chewy Wish.
He's ass.
He's
But
not
yeah.
good at all.
Nah.
It's funny.
But anyways, what do y'all want to leave the people with now?
Go ahead, Isaiah. I just leave it with, again, appreciate you guys giving us a listen. Keep listening. Fuck what they talking about.
Yeah, fuck what you heard is what you hear. I'm gonna leave the people with, Thunder fans, let's calm down. Steelers fans, let's get excited. Jacksonville fans, let's ride the wave. And Shadur said perfect timing, because he's in the Pro Bowl, baby. All you haters, fuck out of here.
Miami
I'm gonna leave with that.
re-signed Tua right now.